Hello and welcome, everybody. I just looked on my channel and I have not done an upload on my Divine Destiny 13 channel since like 2 months ago. So I'm here today to settle into the energy that we're currently in. We're now in Gemini season, which is May 20th to June 20th. And we have the big expansive planet of Jupiter going to move into the sign of Gemini. Oh, actually, it already did. Jupiter moved into Gemini on, let's see, I'm recording this on the 27th, 28th, the day after Memorial Day. And let's see, where did Jupiter move into? I should have probably done this already, but oh well. Energetically, we now have the big expansive planet of Jupiter into an air sign. This is the detriment for Jupiter. I know this because I'm a Sagittarius rising, so my chart ruler is Jupiter. It is in my opposing sign of Gemini. So where this falls for you, study the house and we'll know where this is at, because we have a test of, for the next year, Jupiter takes 12 years to go around the whole zodiacal wheel. And so now it's moved into this mutable air sign, the sign of the twins, right? The duality, the lower mind being tested with our beliefs, our faith, expanding our minds, perhaps, if we're in integrity. If you're not in integrity, expect everything to get expanded in the low vibe. So there's a test here. There's a crossroad here of expansion of information, the feeling of having great discernment of what our belief is, maybe perhaps things that we've thought in our intellect being tested with a bigger faith. So everything that Jupiter touches, it expands, good, bad, or otherwise. So yes, even though it is a benefic planet, we have to remember that we're all here on the earth plane playing out whichever role. So I've rattled on a lot already there. You know, Mercury does rule Virgo. Mercury also the planet of communication, the intellect, our nervous systems. Gemini rules over the lungs, the hands, the nervous system as well. So everything can get bigger and expand. Our faith can get bigger and expand. We can, you know, Gemini rules over the third house. So this is our everyday encounters, siblings, people that we interact with on the daily. This is our ability to communicate, adapt, with it being mutable air, maybe shift in perceptions. We'll see how it all plays out. But that's the beautiful thing about astrology, because as above, we have these energies to support us here on the earth plane in our growth and our evolution. So however you want to look at that, there's always a low vibe and a high vibe. Again, Gemini is a very dualistic sign. It can be flighty. It can be flirty. Can be, obviously, it's a lot about communication and our intellect, but it's also, you know, being able to, Gemini energy tends to take in, right? It's Mercury ruled, so Mercury rules over Gemini and Virgo. So in the Gemini energy, it's more about taking on the information and pieces of energy that you acquire in your day-to-day life. But the Virgo energy and Mercury there is more about discerning and utilizing that in ways of being in service. So we have a lot of mutable air energy currently as I'm speaking. We now have Jupiter there. We have the planet of love, beauty, wealth, worth in the flighty sign of Gemini. So that can be very flirty. It can also be very shallow and keeping things very superficial. June 3rd, we will have the planet Mercury, that planet of communication that rules over Gemini, moving into one of its home signs. And then we'll have the new moon, where the sun and moon kiss in that mutable air sign. So the moon is more emotional and deep and depth into the emotions and feelings and intuition. And like I said, Gemini tends to like to keep things light. So we'll see how that plays out for ourselves as well. So again, it rolls over the lungs and our breath. So breath work would be very beneficial right now. Paying attention to our hands, and right, Gemini energy can be very helpful with the hands, can do very things that are detailed with the hands. So it rules over the nervous system as well. And because it is air energy, it's mutable energy, we can have a lot of busy intellect right now, and it can be expanded again with that Jupiter energy. We have that now there for the next year, and it's in my 7th house of relationships. So relationships of all kinds. So where is it? What is your rising sign? I'm a rising Sagittarius. Jupiter is my ruler, so chart ruler. So wherever Jupiter goes, it takes a whole year to go through one sign, 12 years to go through the whole zodiacal sign. So, great faith, optimism, having, your belief system and perhaps your mental energy and your belief system being tested and wavered. And it depends on the information that we take in and discern, right? And if you don't have great discernment, and if you're a shady person, this can be expanding, the deception, the lies, lying to yourself. Again, Jupiter, the planet of expansion. So let's just clear our energy. I have missed so much sharing my beautiful spirit-led card messages with you. I looked back, it's been 2 months, and I've had a lot of things going on. I've been taking my Inferno podcast from here and transferring it over to my Lady Virgo channel. So if you're interested in wisdom and aspects and whatever of relationships and healing from toxic relationships, then check out Lady Virgo. I will not be uploading the Inferno podcast here anymore. This is for my desire and my passion of sharing card, spirit-led messages, tapping into the current energies that we have to work with. And I was aspect in a vehicle accident on the lunar eclipse in Libra 2 months ago. So no new content on here from then. I've already had one surgery and I have another surgery. So I'm putting that out here so everybody can send their beautiful healing energy to me. I was rear-ended, stopped for a train, and although I'm fine from the accident, I found out that I have a very large brain aneurysm. I've had one surgery down. I have one more to go, so all the good energy would be very appreciated from you. It's quite the test of my mind and faith right now. So let's just clear our energy. Breath is life. Again, Gemini energy, air, mutable energy rules over the lungs, and so breath is super important. Take a nice deep breath in through your nose all the way to that belly. Be very mindful over the next month of your breath, taking deep breaths, expansive breaths, right, Jupiter? And I'm so in need of a massage, especially after being an aspect, but my neurosurgeon says that's a no-go right now, so breath is one way to release tension out of our body as well. So thank you for joining me. Thanks for hanging out with me. Clearing our thoughts. Through Gemini season, we can be very busy in that intellect, so remind yourself of that. Do what you can to calm the mental lower mind. Perhaps get busy doing something with your hands that's useful to yourself and others. And pay attention over the next month, the next year, especially with Jupiter now here. I believe squaring up to Saturn in Pisces, so it's time to get real, to get raw, to get authentic, to take our daily life and our disciplines and, you know, sort things out, gain clarity of what you want for yourself in your life. So let's just draw, let's see. I'm going to draw from my, I feel like I got a piece of hair stuck in my lip gloss. Let's do some star code energy. I can't find it. It's probably a cat hair. She's shedding and won't let me brush her out. She's a little fucking demon. So let's get some messages first from the star codes. Let's kind of look in to see what it wants us to look at for this Gemini season. Always pay attention to what your planet's doing, whatever your chart ruler is. So like for me, like I said, I'm a Sag rising. So Jupiter is my rising. Jupiter is my chart ruler. So it's always significant to pay attention where your chart ruler is. Thank you, Spirit, for being with us today. And we're just going to seek out some guidance, some messages, some inspiration. I had a lot of things to sort through within myself with everything that's been laid on my plate. So as a Virgo sun, which is ruled by Mercury and, you know, health, wealth, really a test of faith in the mind of, you know, being told that you have a brain aneurysm and living alone and being able to deal with going, you know, I'm waiting on my next surgery. And my first one went very well. Just will share that with you guys as well. Just like a friggin' magnificent neurosurgeon. So many synchronicities when I went for the first surgery. Like I was in room 13. I'm a 13-degree Virgo sun. My neurosurgeon and all of the staff, I was awake but yet drugged up for the procedure, which was a mind trip all on its own. I looked at him like, I didn't know I was gonna be awake. And they're like, I'm like, do you know who you're dealing with here? I'm a Virgo. I'm like, I'm a nervous person already as it is. But so Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd comes on in the operating room. I'm awake again, but looped up. And Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd was one of the songs that I played at my son's memorial. And one of the nurses was just asking me about my tattoos on my arms, which are a memorial tattoo for my son. And then Wish You Were Here comes on as I'm laying strapped down to the freaking operating table, which was a trip and a half, because if you hold me down, I tend to freak out. But one of the last things that I remember, and again, I was awake the whole time. Sorry, I'm digressing. I'm chatty. See? Gemini energy, Mercury, mutable air, all over the place. So one of the last things I remember is them strapping my head down, and I'm like, holy fuck, mind over matter here, because I literally started calling upon the divine white light and Yeshua to calm me and comfort me. And then the Pink Floyd song comes on, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys are jamming out. And I'm like, where's my surgeon? And he moves the little divider over and goes, I'm right here. I have the most empathetic, compassionate, brilliant neurosurgeon. And the whole experience was amazing. And when he left out of the operating room to go talk to my family members, they looked at the time, because it's still set up on the monitor that I was in surgery, which I was. They were cleaning me up and doing whatever, but the surgeon went out and talked to my family, and it was 9:17. That is the date that my son transitioned out of his body. The whole day was just crazy wild. I've healed up very good from the first one. No stroke. Very teeny tiny small incision. Like, do you people know? Sorry, I'm sharing my life story, but y'all gotta know so you can send me good juju. I got one more surgery to go through. They go from your main artery in your groin up through your heart all the way into your brain when you have a brain aneurysm. And praise God, praise God, praise God for all of the healers that are around me, helping me. So that's that. All your love, prayers, healing, and good energy is so appreciated because I do have one more to go. So thank you here for being with me in spirit. We're just asking for guidance. What is it that we would like to be guided to look at for this Gemini season? Again, Gemini new moon, planting the seeds there on the 6th. Mercury enters Gemini on the 3rd, so it's ruling planet and it's one of its home signs. Power of the mind, power of communication. Card 37, descent. Invitation. Card 37, descent. So initially when I see this invitation, you know, and we're in the energy of Gemini and we got Jupiter there, it's an invitation for us to descend into great discernment on, like I said, Gemini energy is very intellectual, but the Jupiter energy is the opposing energy, Sagittarius, of faith, optimism, and expansion. So where can we discern? Where can we be invited to question our beliefs? Where can we be guided to through this season to discern and sort through and make decisions, right? Because Gemini is a very dualistic sign, air sign. Perhaps invitations to make very strong decisions for ourselves. So it's a beautiful card. I don't even think I held it up for you guys. While the ascendant describes how you enter the world, the descent is the place where you invite equal others to come into your world. It describes how you see these peers, what you project upon them, and what you were trained to respect in them. The descent is where the sun would be at sunset. Look at how you invite others to dance with you, to relate, be welcoming while you're keeping healthy boundaries in place. Once you feel comfortable about your ground rules for the people you bring into your life, it is easier for you to open your heart. If you notice that you keep people at a distance or avoid meeting people, investigate this habit. Though it might have been important to protect you at one time in your life, consider how it is working for you now and what would help you feel safe enough to open this door. That's huge. Expanding our horizons. You know, with the nodes of the moon in Aries and Libra, relationships. A lot of people have been saying goodbye to relationships. And now it's asking us to be open and expanding. This doesn't mean just intimate relationships. This is our everyday relationships, who we interact with. Also notice in what areas of your life you ask people to do the work for you. The descendant can point to what you might try to import from other people. While this practice can refer to an important skill in a work situation, it has dangers in personal relationships. Oh my God, I was just talking about this on the Inferno. How a narcissist just shapeshifts and takes on other people's traits. It's important for us to stay unique in ourselves. That's the importance of it. And to be authentic in our relationships. If you feel disempowered, you might be drawn to powerful people. If you're an extrovert who inwardly craves emotional and spiritual intimacy, You might draw in someone who helps you cozy up at home. It's wonderful when other people can help you develop latent characteristics within yourself. But if you ask them to do this work for you and they leave, there goes your resources. If you see them as only an extension of yourself, you can't really see them. When you develop your own resources, you can see these other people as a whole being with their own needs and gifts. The challenge with this invitation and descent card is you give your power away when instead of working together, you ask others to be what is missing in yourself. Oh my. The gift of this message, tend to the inlet to your heart. Invite in relationships that are clear, that are healing, that are nurturing, that are self-respectful and responsible, and encourage of a mutual evolution. Wow. Wow. That's a beautiful and powerful message in my world. Let's see how that plays out for you over this next month of the Gemini energy, the next year of Jupiter heading into Gemini. Let's do some from the Twin Flame Journey Tarot. What else do we have to look forward here to? See, like I know the ascendant in astrology is your rising sign. That's on the eastern horizon when you're born. Like I'm a Sag rising. What is my descent? Gemini. First house, seventh house. So perhaps do a free chart reading if you don't know your ascendant. Astrocharts.com for free. And look to see where your descendant is, which would be the opposite of your rising sign. So what other messages are coming through? Again, we can experience a very busy intellect. We have to be able to discern. I've been doing a lot of meditations at nighttime, heal your body. And it's like an hour long and I don't even make it through the whole thing. There's one thing, I've had so many blessings. I believe that Creator had this accident happen in my life to get me diagnosed with this aneurysm, because a lot of people don't realize they have them. And I was ass-packed at 50 miles an hour at a dead stop. And the person that did it, caused it, it's 30 miles an hour there. They were doing 50. The gentleman and the old lady, elder behind me, which were in their 80s, their vehicle was totaled. The person who caused it vehicle was totaled. Everybody was fine, but it caused me to drive myself to the hospital, and glory to God, I found out about this silent thing inside my head. So my whole point of that is trust in the mysteries, have faith that things happen for a reason. It reset my whole sleep pattern. It made me focus more on my own healing instead of the divorce I'm going through. So whatever you got going on that's huge in your life, I'm not minimizing it, but maybe perhaps there's something a little smaller that's more important that you need to focus on. And so when your busy mind in this Gemini energy gets reeling and you're taking in a bunch of information that really we can do nothing about, right? The politics, the shit shows of the world, the shit they feed us, the fear mongering, there's something more powerful. There's something more important, something more precious that perhaps you need to focus on. So clear out that mind. And again, with Gemini ruling over the lungs, perhaps take deep breaths to clear yourself out, right? So here comes the sun, illumination and growth. We got the sun card. This is symbolic of Leo energy, 5th house. So have more fun, be more playful, do things that bring you joy truly. And as we move into this higher and higher vibration on the earth plane, it's our free will to choose if we're going to do that, right? I was just reflecting, now that I'm getting good sleep and more holistic balance within myself, what really truly brings me joy. It's not the days of me numbing out with alcohol and getting drunk out of my mind. Praise God, I don't do that anymore. It's getting around my family members and having euchre tournaments. It's clean, it's fun, it's good food. It's making me feel joyful and childlike. So with the sun and this illumination, the sun in Gemini, do something playful for yourself. As long as there's sun, there's light and life and joy. And you can have an illumination of that. You can have growth of that, right? The sun, without the sun, nothing grows. And in fact, we got some more major solar flares coming up again. So pay attention to that, because our bodies and stuff are really being invited right now to open up that heart chakra, to get into real and raw, authentic relationship with self and invite that in through others. It's time to make decisions. Are you choosing a good high road for yourself? I mean, note to my younger self, I would have never numbed out and checked out into the situations that I was in when I was younger, right? We live and learn. That's what we're here for. Or you don't. And you keep descending. There's the low side of it. Descending back into, repeated patterns in relationships. Please do check out my Inferno podcast that I've transferred over to my Lady Virgo channel, because when I started that out here, I knew with the Aries Libra nodal shift that we were going to see a lot of inauthentic relationships, falling to the wayside. So that's all part of the illumination and the growth, as well as we vibrate higher. There's people in our lives that just will not, elevate with you. And so go through the process of that, of letting go. And again, Gemini energy, decisions to be made. And again, Jupiter for the next year in the sign of Gemini, Jupiter is the benefic, but it's also going to expand anything. So if you're lying and deceiving and causing chaos, it'll just expand that. Information will come out. If you're in your authentic self and you're on your path and you're on that journey of growth, it'll expand the abundance and the faith and the optimism and the Knight of Wands. So fire energy, passionate adventure. Boy, this is what I want for you. This is what I want for myself. So this is a newfound energy for you. Within the next month, you have the opportunity to find something that you're really passionate about. Treat this life as an adventure. And, about a year ago when my divorce process started, I said to my ex, it was just getting ready to be really good for us. Why would you want to go start out with somebody else? I look back at that as a reflection of, I'm vibrating higher. I'm a sober person. We've vibrated away from each other. What is my point of sharing that? I share my real life on here with y'all all the time, but it correlates with y'all. And the adventure that I'm on now, and this new optimism that we have available for us. Again, Jupiter is in its detriment in Gemini, but we do have the opportunity to utilize this expansive energy in our belief system on setting us forward on this new, spark of something more passionate, something more real, something spirit-led, and looking at it all like an adventure. That's a beautiful card, isn't it? Let's do one more from the Twin Flame Journey. I want to do a chakra card too. One more for the Gemini energy for the next about, 30 days. Happy solar return to all you Geminis. So again, we can have a busy mind and intellect, and The Gemini energy can be very impulsive. So make sure you're in integrity in yourself and speaking and communicating truthfully. Because if you're a deceiver and you're hurting others, you're ultimately hurting yourself. I have to say that because Gemini is the sign of the twins. And on the low vibe of that energy, it can be a little fucking deceiver shapeshifter. Ace of Swords, breakthrough and awareness. So throughout this time with Gemini season and also Jupiter entering the sign of Gemini, we can have a lot of breakthroughs in awareness. And the Swords energy is the mind, the intellect, it's air energy. Ace, mastering the mind. Having a lot of aha moments. Like I said, with Jupiter being faith and optimism and our beliefs and our intellect, the Gemini energy ruled by Mercury, we can be having things tested right now on what is important to us, what our mindset is even, right? Because we can't even be on a passionate adventure with this Knight of Wands energy unless we get right within ourselves and take the adventure forward, right? Because you wouldn't let yourself be led by spirit. And then you just have these breakthrough moments. So for the next 30 days and for the next year, as Jupiter is in Gemini, you can have a lot of breakthrough moments coming through. A lot of clearing of the mind, right? Like of what's important, what's not important. What do I want to take forward on my new passionate adventure, and what do I want to leave behind? Ace of Swords, breakthrough and awareness. This energy, I don't know, it reminds me of the Uranus energy, right? Which is still in Taurus, of sudden awareness, like sudden downloads. Again, we got more solar flares coming, so the auroras are going to be visible again soon. So, you know, as the light, and we're integrating more of the light and these different energies from the sun, it's important that we treat our body with great care and great nurturing, but also with these energies from our sun coming in and illuminating. This is an opportunity for growth on the earth plane as a human, you know, living out this experience. So a lot of the breakthrough coming through with the solar flares as well, purging out the density, the things that don't matter, the grief. The grief is healthy, but if we get stuck in the lower vibrations of energy, like, you know, depression and envy, jealousy, you're just going to stay there. But these lights energies are coming in to help us purge those things, the things that I was talking about in the beginning of not really mattering on this adventure that we're living in life. So let's draw a couple of moon cards. Super dry tonight. I don't know if the solar flare started or not. So the first message we got is the new moon in Capricorn. Step up and lead. You got to be the leader in your own life. Capricorn energies led by Saturn, the Lord of Karma, the Lord of Time. He is up in Pisces energy, and I do believe this Jupiter in Gemini is going to be squaring that Capricorn energy, Saturn energy. So being disciplined in our faith, not fooling ourselves. Step up and lead is cardinal energy. So you have to be your own initiator in your life for the growth, for the illumination. Nobody's coming to do it for us, right? Step up and lead. So what is it in your life that you need to step up and take accountability for, right? Next message we got is go wild. Leo energy, ruled by the sun. There's two sun energies. So here, and we have this passionate card as well. So shine. The low vibe of Leo is very egotistically and me, but the high vibe of it is to be led by the heart. To, again, fifth house energy. playfulness, joy. Finding the time to be playful right now, whatever it is for you, is so important. So it's asking us through this Gemini energy and also through the energy of Jupiter in Gemini to do things that are playful and childlike for you. And find ways to laugh, because we're going to be continuing to purge and release. It's an invitation for us to take all this solar energy that we're experiencing, release the things that don't matter, become more joyful and wondrous over the opportunity to be on the earth plane, no matter how much shit we go through. Because no matter what, nobody's coming to save us, and they're going to keep us distracted. You know, the psychopaths know astrology, and every time humanity is in an awakening, they try to do things to dumb us down by instilling fear and separate, divide, conquer. So with the Gemini energy too, you know, in the days of social media, caution yourself that you're not just on that to pass time. I mean, it's really time wasted if you think about it. Make sure you're getting true connections with people. You know, I'm old school, and I'm so ready to just sit and be able to have like a coffee or a lunch or something with people with real conversations that can actually set their fucking phones down and get off of the social media. So it's an invitation within ourselves. What is the chakra that's most wanting to come up for our awareness right now with this Gemini energy? Destiny. Spirit-led card. It is silver in this deck. I love it because Divine Destiny 13 is the name of my channel, and what it is your destiny once you get into your heart space. Wow, my phone's having a hard time adjusting. Once you get into that heart space that you see illuminated there, and you start having sparks of passionate, and that seeing this as an adventure, you'll have breakthroughs in awareness. And what is your destiny on your path? What do you think your destiny is on your path? You know, and you see the black and white here. That kind of reminds me of the dualistic energy, the yin, the yang, the Gemini, you know, the twins. The feminine within me, the masculine within me, is it balanced? No, but it's better than it was. Because for almost 50 years, I've been playing a masculine role because I have not yet been with my counterpart who's allowed me to step into my feminine. It's my destiny. My destiny is to be able to take my life experiences and share with other people, to inspire other people, to be helpful. I am a Virgo. I love to be in service. It comes to me naturally. Get on your divine destiny. Be spirit-led. Be passionate-led. You know? So, the I am affirmation for this little share that I've made quite long. I'm winded tonight. I'm also very inspired tonight. I can see the illumination and growth within myself. I am going to be heart-led with healthy boundaries, because that was the other message for this descent. Surround yourself with people who are truly authentic, that cheer you on, because there's enough of the backbiters in this world, you know? And healthy boundaries is coming up huge. And it's always important. Healthy boundaries isn't to keep people out. Healthy boundaries is you meet me where I'm at. And again, like I said, the Aries Libra axis of self, others. A lot of us are vibrating away from these relationships that were not reciprocal. Trust the process. Step up and be the leader in your own life. We only have so much time here. Don't play small. Whoa, flew right out. This is a lovely one, and I am very so. When I get into the feeling of this, I am grateful. When I get into the feel, like I feel grateful, it is such a powerful, powerful energy. I am grateful for so much. What are you grateful for? Pay attention over the next month and next year as well to what you're grateful for. I am so grateful for such simple things. That will help you too when you feel those. Let's be real, the earth plane isn't always easy, as we all know. But when we allow ourselves to get into the feel of gratitude and be passionate on this adventure, we vibrate higher. This energy of the Aries Libra people, if we're evolving with everything that's happening and growing and things are being illuminated, you will feel gratitude. You're going to have a lot of breakthrough moments, right? This Ace of Swords energy. When we have these breakthrough moments of awareness, it's not always pretty. I will never sugarcoat on my channel that this is all a bed of roses on the fucking earth plane, because it's not. But when we get into that heart space and we do feel grateful that this is a gift, that we're here, it's a gift that we can actually feel. There's a huge power in that. Go wild with it. Have a good, healthy balance between your masculine and feminine. I cannot wait to be my true feminine and have my counterpart that brings that out in me, that makes me feel safe enough to do that. I'm not even planting the seed or manifesting it, but I already know, because my vibration keeps going and raising and rising, just like you have the opportunity to, that it's going to just happen inevitably. So stay passionate on this adventure. Be ready for breakthroughs and awareness. It may test your belief systems, because we got the whole shit show coming, especially in the United States with the selections. So on a personal level, I hope this resonates, but on a global level, here on this earth plane with so many different people that are on different levels of vibrations, not better than, not whatever, you will vibrate out of the frequency that other people are in if you're raising that, if you're rising to the occasion, living in your true passionate, the heart, and being grateful for your experience. This is the invitation through Gemini energy and the energy of Jupiter in Gemini to expand. A lot of information is going to be thrown at us, like it is already with social media and whatever. Have great discernment. I think that's it. A lot of crown chakra energy, again, going to be coming through. Silver is spirit energy. We have a lot of solar flares coming. I would love to get back to doing some of my energy updates on here as well. I hope that you enjoyed this reading as much as I did. And I'll send this to you guys with so much love. Shalom till the next time.